Each and every one of us has an unlimited inner wellspring of spiritual power. You have the ability to transform, create, and heal anything upon which you set your heart and mind. Join me, Sarah Hall, as we learn how to uplift all aspects of your life through spiritual empowerment. Enjoy weekly guided meditations, spiritual discussions on a multitude of topics, and a chance to call in to receive channeled messages from the angels on your spiritual journey. I'm Sarah Hall, and this is Through the Eyes of the Angels. Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Today we're going to talk about a topic upon which I receive so many questions and requests, and I think it's because it's so important to all of us. The topic is life purpose. So discussing life purpose to me, I think is very exciting because if you're going to explore the idea of life purpose, you sort of stumble upon other things like the meaning of life, the origin of spirit and consciousness, and all sorts of other really juicy ideas. So we'll explore that today. And later in the show, if you would like to call in for a life purpose reading, the number will be 240-979-6366. That's 240-979-6366. You can save that for later. So let's start at the beginning. What is life purpose? Life purpose, it's the spiritual mission that you came here to complete. It is your calling, the function to which you are drawn as part of your soul's individual contribution to a greater cosmic dance, a dance that leads us towards enlightenment as a collective. Humanity exists within a collective consciousness. It's a united spirit that in truth is one single being. So we therefore share a collective purpose. And that collective purpose is very closely linked to your individual life purpose. So you've got your collective life purpose, inner life purpose, and your individual outer life purpose. The collective inner life purpose always remains the same. It is to find and live from pure presence in our being, a state of awareness that is not controlled by the mind of the ego, or in other words, by the mind of fear and separation, but has awakened to the presence of God within you, to an awareness of pure divine love. That awakened consciousness, this divine inner presence, is the inner holy grail. It's the key to healing humanity's seeming collective wounds or problems and creating a lasting collective peace on earth. So this inner collective peace, to find this purpose, to find and to sort of live from divine presence, is perhaps the most important thing that you came here to do. Because with this awareness, there is no challenge or difficulty you might face that you cannot overcome. With that awareness, you're incredibly empowered in fulfilling your individual outer life purpose, and you have the key to experiencing true and lasting fulfillment and peace. Because to overcome the ego, peace, love, fulfillment sets in. So how do we begin to attain this inner collective purpose? Well, to me, it's quite simple. If you can start practicing focusing your full awareness truly upon the present moment, getting into the now, then that is where you're going to find the presence of the divine. That is where you overcome the ego and any seeming obstacles or distractions it wants to give you. The key to the healing, the answers, or the understanding that you might be looking for is right here in the now, the present moment. So if you can purify your mind enough to truly witness and even to become the present moment, then you've arrived. The wisdom and that perspective that just pours forth from this state of being, that is going to guide you in absolutely everything else you do in your life. Meditation, I think, and other forms of spiritual practice can really help to bring you into the now as well. It helps you with that purpose. It strengthens your personal anchoring in the present moment and that purity awareness. So finding a form of meditation that helps you to personally reach this can be a very rewarding, lifelong practice to adapt. And really, it's interesting because everything that we come upon in life, every situation, every relationship, every challenge, every goal, it gives us the option, that a powerful opportunity to step into the present moment, to discover that inner awareness of the divine anew in a big way. So this leads us to the question of our outer individual life purpose. So the outer life purpose is changeable. It varies from person to person, and usually it plays a role in your relationship with that inner collective purpose. So oftentimes your outer life purpose has to do with some kind of service or action that you perform in the world that perhaps is going to make it a better place. So in other words, that outer action or outer life purpose or service that you are doing can be a wonderful way of you expressing, expanding, exploring or discovering and living that inner purpose of finding the divine mind within and living from it, living from presence. So often when people ask me about their life purpose, especially from a kind of Western perspective, a lot of us believe that life purpose and career are the same thing, and that life purpose is ultimately something that maybe you make money off of. And while yes, for some people that may be true, it isn't necessarily true for all of us. And I think that it's important to say that because your life purpose can be many faceted. There are so many aspects to it. Yes, your career might be part of it, but your life purpose may also include the roles that you'll play in relationships, such as being somebody's spouse or raising a child. Your purpose can include volunteer work or taking action towards a cause towards which you feel particularly passionate. So again, your outer individual purpose is changeable throughout your life, and oftentimes it is many faceted. But there's one universality that I think all of us might be able to notice when it comes to life purpose, and that is the idea of joy. It is my strong belief, and something that I've learned from the angels throughout the years many times, that all of us share in that individual inner life purpose to find that inner divine presence, and that can be expressed as experiencing joy. It is part of all of our purpose. It's part of all of our meaning on this planet to experience and to live joy. That is what we were created to do. That's a big, big part of what we were created to do. And the universe makes it very, very simple for us to discover being on our path and completing our life purpose, being aligned with that sort of divine flow, and when we're not, because we can read that by way of our emotions. It's so simple. It feels so good and so uplifting and so fulfilling. In other words, to do things that align us with our purpose, to feel joy. This is something that we are attracted to. It comes easily to us. Whereas perhaps when we aren't feeling good, that's a strong sign that maybe we've come off the path, or we can do something to make a change to get a little bit closer in alignment with our purpose. So joy, follow your joy. The number one question I get from people about life purpose is, first, what is my life purpose? And then how do I find it? How do I find my purpose? So the answer to that question is inherent in the joy that we were just talking about. Because again, usually people are referring to what they're meant to do in an outer world sense of service or action. Well, the most powerful, simple, and direct means to discovering your individual purpose is passion. Passion and joy. Passion to me is another word for the recognition of the presence of the divine. God speaks to you the most clearly through your passion. Passion is one of the most powerful forces that moves your inner divine compass towards alignment with the divine. In other words, you are spiritually programmed to feel passionate about what your soul came here to do. You're spiritually programmed to feel good and happy and joyful about what we came here to do, about what's good for adding to the universal harmony. Your passion is what leads you to your life purpose. So listen to your passion. If you want to find your life purpose, you can ask yourself questions like, what do I feel most passionate about? What in my life so far has made me feel the most amount of passion or belonging, or made me feel the most energized, or given me the greatest sense of drive and inspiration? And once you've identified that, you've picked up the trail, and you really only need to keep following your passion. You only need to follow that trail. As your purpose will reveal itself to you, the more that you continue right down that path, you'll learn more and more about it. You follow your passion and it'll bring you more passion. It will grow in your life. And do you know that every single one of us really does have a passion? So don't think that, that is missing in your life. It is there. Passion has left you a trail of breadcrumbs somewhere in your life, and you simply need to follow your emotions and your instincts to find it. So for example, what do you love the most? Or I think that another thing that's very important to ask yourself, very helpful, is what issues or concerns out in the world bring the most passionate response out of you? Oftentimes, the things that you feel the most strongly about, the most passion and conviction, and just, wow, you've got a fire in your belly about a certain issue, that's because there is life purpose present in that, and you're meant to follow it, to do something. In fact, I'd actually like to share that one of the world issues that makes me feel the strongest is healing and overcoming racism in the world. Ever since I was a child, I could really not for the life of me quite understand how it's possible that something so wrong, or in other words, so far from truth and so wasteful of our precious focus, could possibly exist. The ending and healing of racism, that's something that I've prayed for avidly since I was a little girl. And I think that today would be a wonderful day for us to take some time together as a collective to pray for this. I really, really, truly believe in the power of prayer, and know that when people unite in things like prayer and meditation, it makes an immense difference in the world. In fact, studies have been done on the effects of focused meditation and prayer on reducing crime rates, and it honestly works. So if you want, you can research those. So as we join to pray today, I'd like for us to send our love towards the situation that I'm sure many of you have heard of that occurred in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend, in which a group of very misguided people participated in a violent demonstration in the name of racism. And it's so important for us to talk about these things when they happen, to respond to them in a way that strengthens our communal resolve in values of equality, unity, and human love and compassion. And responding to these things requires attention and assertive action towards bringing collective light towards this, bringing it in goodness. So let's go ahead and let's pray together. If you want, you can place your hand over your heart or close your eyes, taking a few deep breaths. Really focus your beautiful spiritual energy. Dear Heavenly Creator, angels, ascended masters, ancestors, and all spirits who watch over this planet in the name of love, please surround every human being on this planet with healing energy now. Please cleanse, heal, and illuminate all of us with the consciousness of divine truth and love, wherein there is no racism or other form of division in our collective. We affirm that we are one. Please send your healing and guidance, especially to the citizens of the United States, helping us to release fear surrounding this issue. Please surround every individual whose life purpose it is to speak out, take action, and to heal this with courage, protection, and love. We envision a world in which the truth of our unity and oneness is realized with love and harmony in our communities. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys, for that. And please do keep this matter in your prayers. Keep sending it light and healing, because it really, really does help. It's so important right now. And again, there are so many specific matters out there in the world that maybe you feel strongly about. So if so, that is part of your purpose. And all you have to do to begin completing it is to make yourself open to God, to the universe, as an instrument of love. You can affirm, God, I am open. Make me an instrument of your peace. And just with holding that intention in your heart, you will be led to exactly the right actions, opportunities, people, or places where your presence is needed. Just make the affirmation, just set the intention, ask to help, ask to be part of what you're meant to be part of, what you feel passionate about. And synchronicity will lead you there. Divine harmony will lead you there automatically. Trust what you are given. Trust what you attract. All right. So now I want to talk about a really common experience that people have when they're facing their life purpose, and that is fear. So there's a saying that the bigger your purpose is, the bigger your fear might also be when it comes to completing your purpose. And it's normal to have doubts about your ability to complete your purpose, but know that each and every one of us is capable of overcoming those doubts and those fears. One way fear seems to manifest around life purpose is in creating a sense of imposter syndrome, in which you might doubt whether or not you're qualified to complete your purpose. So the ego loves to supply us with thoughts like, who, me? I can't write that book, or I can't run for office, or I don't know how to start a business or a charity foundation or whatever it might be. I'm not qualified. I'm not good enough. If you notice imposter syndrome kind of creeping in, one of the most effective things that you can do is to shut it down by focusing on service. So take the focus off of your ego and all the ways that it wants to pick you as an individual apart, and instead focus on others, focus on service, focus on the others out in the world who will benefit from your work. And it will help you to see that this is not just about you. This is not just about you. Your purpose belongs to the whole world, because the service that you give has a ripple effect that can benefit the greater good. And trust me, there is no purpose that doesn't have the capability of doing this, no matter how much your ego might convince you that your purpose is, a little more worldly, or your passion is more based in material or frivolous kinds of things. If what you're doing brings you a sense of purpose, a sense of passion and love, then know that the presence of God is in it, and it will bring someone else a sense of passion and love and the presence of the divine. So maybe what makes you feel passionate is making jewelry, and your jewelry will help someone feel very special. It will help them express themselves and bring an air of sentiment and beauty in their lives. That can be incredibly comforting for someone. That's a very important role that you're playing. Or maybe, let's say your purpose is in reading books, And when you share your unique perspective with others on what you've read, you help them to learn something new, or you help them find inspiration, or to make reading and learning a bigger part of their lives. So no matter how seemingly big or small your passion is, it always has the potential to become a vehicle of service and inspiration that can mean the world to somebody else. It can mean the world to somebody else. It can make a world of difference. So never underestimate yourself. So another thought on overcoming imposter syndrome and fear around your life purpose is to remember the saying, feel the fear, but do it anyways. So almost every person who ever accomplished something truly great probably felt some form of doubt or fear at some point along the way, but they didn't allow that doubt to get the best of them. So practice keeping your focus away from the ego and on the present moment, just as we discussed earlier. Become so present in the now that the voice of fear and doubt quiets down to a white noise, maybe. And then you're able to take the stage of life and to complete the action steps towards your life purpose. And trust me, if you practice that consistently enough, it really does get easier. Your psyche becomes imprinted or attuned with the strength of self-love and having faith in your voice and your passion and your purpose, and yes, even in God, enough that that voice of fear doesn't have much real estate left in your mind to, hold you back. So another common stumbling block for many of us that I think is very important to bring up here is the idea of perfectionism. So perfectionism is a mask that your ego likes to wear when it's trying to convince you that it has your best interest in mind, that it's on your side. But trust me, it doesn't. Perfectionism it's born out of fear. It's born out of a fear of not being good enough. Perfectionism is built on the fear of failure and or the fear of success. And honestly, the fear of failure and the fear of success are pretty much the same exact thing in the end. Either way, it's an illusion in which you're focusing too much on the illusory part of the self, that ego part of the self, to be able to see the task at hand clearly that you need to complete. So once again, meditate, get focused in the present moment, trust, practice your faith in the divine, and you'll see that there really is a whole reality beyond that illusory self, these problems that the ego comes up with. So practice releasing perfectionism regularly. And one of the ways that you can do this is by embracing mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a very, very necessary part of learning. The difference between the master and the novice in anything is that the master has failed more times than the novice has probably even tried. So embrace each seeming mistake or stumbling block as a learning point in which you're refining what you're doing in order to reach maybe your best potential. So definitely practice doing that. Another way to kind of practice overcoming fear and perfectionism is also to practice taking action towards your life purpose regularly. This is the secret ingredient, guys, that's really going to help you do what you're doing. Just do it. Just take action and watch it start to take off in creating confidence within you. The more you practice doing the action steps towards your life purpose, the lesser and lesser and quieter that voice of fear will become. So for example, maybe you feel passionate about writing and you really want to write a book. You feel called to write a book in this life. Practice writing every single day if you can. Do it as often as you can. Compliment yourself on your successes and just see the way that your confidence takes off, and the way that through confidence and self-love and self-approval through your process, you're actually able to see a much more expanded view of what it is that you're doing. You get a much better sense of your plan and your actions and opportunities available to you coming forward when you have positivity in mind. So again, yes, compliment yourself on your successes. Oftentimes people don't do that enough, especially if you've got a little inner perfectionist sitting on your shoulder. The compliments can come few and far, between. So compliment yourself and recognize your successes when they come. And enjoy the baby steps. You have to congratulate yourself for completing each of the baby steps. Maybe you want to start a new business out there, and the only baby step that you were able, maybe to complete today or yesterday was let's say you bought the domain name for the website that you're going to have for your new business. Congratulate yourself. Celebrate yourself. You just took a step towards your purpose. That's wonderful. Enjoy those baby steps, because trust me, for most of us, our life purpose, our action, our service doesn't really necessarily happen in one fell swoop. It's a process. It's a practice that happens over time. It's something that we do over and over and over again, maybe over years. We develop, we grow, we learn. And there's some good that's kind of inherent in the fact that there's a practice around this as well, because remember, your outer practice, your outer purpose, these services, these actions that you want to do are here to serve the function of your inner purpose. They're here to serve you discovering the divine within, and then perhaps even sharing it out in the world. Because you know what? No matter what it is that you're doing, whether you're starting a business, you become an angel teacher, you become a singer or a writer or an artist, whatever it is, you have the ability to put the divine in it. If you are discovering and reaching the divine self through what you are doing, then other people will find it. Other people will find the divine through you. They will find it with you when they share in what you're doing, when they receive the service that you are giving. So know that what you're doing is very, very important. And in a way, all of it's kind of spiritual. You could probably find a spiritual purpose in pretty much any action or service you are called to do. So have confidence in it. Another thing that I think is just kind of interesting and important to kind of bring into this discussion is the idea of how to receive and to follow divine guidance related to your purpose. So, according to the angels, there is nothing on this earth that you ever have to do alone. So yeah, sometimes when you're facing a brand new project that means the world to you because it's in your heart, we feel the fear. But you don't have to face that fear alone. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or start a business from scratch or whatever it is you want to do all alone. You have the universe here to help you. You have the angels here to help you as well. So my first advice on that is to call on your angels. Call on your angels. Meditate, pray, ask Spirit who your guides are when it comes to your life purpose. And either through receiving it intuitively or synchronistically, you will receive sometimes the names or the identities of the spiritual helpers you have on the other side who are helping you do this. And then you can begin to talk with them. You can begin to ask them for guidance regularly, to lean on them. For example, one of the angels who I lean on a lot with regard to life purpose is Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael, he loves to guide life purpose, especially for us light workers, for those of you that feel called to bring more love and more light into the world. All of us really have the capacity to become a light worker, by the way. But call on Michael because he loves to guide life purpose around this. And you can make it as simple as, Michael, help me to find where it is I am called the most. Help me to sharpen my skills or my talents. Help me to bring the right people or opportunities in my life. And then just be open. Just be open and watch the way that the universe starts to deliver little signs to you, helps to deliver the opportunities. Because trust me, when you put yourself out there in the universe as a vehicle of service, then the universe wants to serve you right back. If you tell the universe, how may I serve my purpose? It says, how may I serve you in return? So when I get those questions oftentimes about, oh, I want to turn my purpose into my career. I want to do it full time and make money off of it. This is actually a wonderful, very noble pursuit, because if you can do your purpose full time, then you're probably going to be in a state of joy more often, full time. You are spreading that joy, that presence of divine, that gift to others in a bigger, more, kind of meaningful way. So certainly, if you feel guided that your purpose is to make a career out of what it is you feel the most passionate about, then do it. Call upon your angels, ask to receive divine guidance, and then notice the synchronicities that arise as a result, because you will be guided in this beautifully. Also, the angels are just adding one other little piece of guidance to this. I'm hearing them say, too, that heaven loves to financially compensate those who are just devoted to being an instrument of peace, of bringing their passion out into the world full time. So you can find a way to do that no matter what it is. Ask the angels to help, and they'll bring you to the opportunities, to the action steps. Every baby step counts. So I think now would be a wonderful time for all of us to do a guided meditation together, so that we can just all together now work on discovering our life purpose, or finding a little extra energy or inspiration or perspective if you already know your life purpose. So if you are able to, go ahead and relax right now in this moment. Close your eyes. And then begin by taking in a few nice, long and deep healing breaths. Noticing with every breath you take that you start to become more and more relaxed and more deeply connected to your inner spiritual self, to the deep part of your psyche that is connected to the wisdom of your soul. Notice at the very center of your mind that there is a very still and quiet pool of white light. This is your center for pure being, pure presence. Breathe into this space. Feel that sense of stillness and presence expanding all around you. Feel it spreading through the brain, through the head region. Giving you a sense of peace and balance. Noticing that light and that stillness floating all the way down the spine and lifting your entire energy body into a high vibrational state of stillness and peace. From this beautifully relaxed space, place your focus on your heart. Ask your heart, with your inner spiritual will or inner voice, what is it that I feel the most passionate about in my life? What do I love and desire the most? And simply take a moment to listen. Good. And now, ask your inner self, what step can I take next in service of my purpose, my passion, in spreading this light in the world? What is the next step? And simply breathe and observe. Good. Now we are going to call upon all of your angels and your guides who watch over your purpose in this life. Draw these guides and angels close to you now, feeling as they surround you in a circle of heavenly light. Breathe that light in. Feel your awareness expanding in their presence. And take this moment to ask them for a message, asking them for any guidance they may give you so that you can be on your highest path of life purposed fulfillment today. Listen to any guidance you receive. Notice any visions or feelings you get. This is your answer. Beautiful. Taking a nice, deep, healing breath, feeling the light and the energy from the center of your heart expanding outward. See and feel as the angels and guides around your life purpose channel their light, their presence into your heart, into the energy of your purpose. And now see the energy of your purpose flowing straight from your heart out into the world. Breathe deeply, noticing your presence becoming a wave of light and love that wraps right around the entire planet. Notice the way that your purpose affects each individual. And now ask yourself, can I lift the energy of this even higher? And if so, do so. Lift the energy into the highest expression of love, healing, and joy that you can envision in this moment. Feel your life purpose reflected back at you in the faces and the eyes of all the loving brothers and sisters on this planet who share in it. Beautiful. And now together we will affirm, dear Creator, dear angels and all the heavenly beings who watch over our paths, protect us and guide us in discovering and completing our life purposes with joy to our highest potential, to our highest expression of spiritual love in this world. We choose to release any and all past fear or doubt related to completing this purpose now and in all directions of time. We feel confident, courageous, powerful, and ready to step forward on our life purpose path now. Thank you. And with that, we'll take in just a few more deep breaths, really feeling the beautiful energy, the beautiful shift of this as it flows all around the world, throughout the collective of humanity, and then flows right back into your own heart where it began. Feel how fulfilling it is to share in this way. And with one more deep healing breath, imagine that energy becoming very physical, as if it is something that you can hold in your hands or enact in the physical world. Feel the energy of your inspiration and purpose flowing right down your spine, being grounded right out the root chakra, flowing right down through the legs, out the feet, going down deep into Mother Earth, and spreading out into the energy system all around you to become the opportunities that you will receive to complete your purpose soon. Good. And with that, we'll just take in one last deep breath. Exhaling to open the eyes and shifting right back into the present moment, back into the room, back into the here and now. Beautiful. Thank you so much, you guys. It was so wonderful to connect with you in that. I love, love, love to meditate with you. And remember, anytime you meditate or pray in a group setting, that united focus really does something to help us. We really are our brother's keepers. So the achievement that you make energetically or emotionally for yourself as you meditate, that achievement is the person next to you's achievement as well. It's your brothers and sisters' achievement. You're sending your strength into one another, and you can lean off of the strength of others in that. So I highly recommend doing that sort of thing often if you get the opportunity to. There's just something that's so special about that. Human beings are meant to be a community. We thrive on coming together, on unifying, on focusing on things together. So let's do that in the name of love and just see the beauty and the good that it brings into this world. We have so much to offer, so much. One person can change so much, and think of what we can do in a group. Yay. All right, you guys. Well, we have come to the part of our show where it is time, if you would like to call in for an angel reading. Or, of course, you can ask a question about our topic today if you would like to. And a reminder, the number to do so is 240-979-6366. That's 240-979-6366. So as we await our first caller, I will begin by doing a little group reading for all of us on life purpose, on what we need to know. And something that I actually wanted to share is that this year that we're in right now, 2017, this is a year for life purpose discovery and for making our lives a better instrument for our completing our life purpose. So isn't that amazing? Actually, 7, the number 7, is a number that symbolizes, when you see it, completing your purpose, being divinely aligned with your path. So if you're seeing a lot of 7s out in the world, know that it's a sign that says you're on your life purpose path, and you're you're following the right thing. So keep going. So I'm just going to pull one card for our group, our collective, before we take our callers today. And oh, this is beautiful. Our one card that we have, I'm pulling it from the Archangel's Oracle card deck. It's the Remember Who You Are card with Archangel Michael, who we were literally just talking about. Oh, I love the synchronicity of this. Remember who you are. So this card essentially says that remember that you are, in truth, a piece of God. You are God's loving, creative, beautiful child, and you are an unlimited being. And Michael is really stressing that idea of unlimited. You are unlimited. There's nothing you can't do if you have God on your side, if the divine is with you. So keep that in mind and know that your life purpose is something that you can absolutely complete. So it looks like we already have a caller on the phone. So caller, thank you so much for coming in today. If you could just introduce yourself, tell us your name and where you're calling from today.
Hey, Sarah, this is Nadia. I'm calling from Florida.
Hi, Nadia. Thank you so much for calling today. I'm so glad you called in. What is your question?
My question is more so anything that the angels could tell me about my life purpose and also how it relates to the romantic relationships that I could possibly be having or that I have now.
Yes, that is such a good question. So, the cards that I'm working with for you right now, I've got the Life Purpose Oracle card deck. And I'm going to pull just a couple of cards from this. And I'm also going to pull a card from that Archangels deck as well. I'm feeling guided to do so, so that we can see what we get so far. Okay, very first card is a card that is answering the aspect of the question that has to do with the soulmate. So the first card that you have is the family card. Family. So loving your family and making a family, creating a strong, beautiful family is a big part of your life purpose. It is central to what you are meant to do out in the world. There's a few different things that your angels are showing us. First of all, I heard them say the old phrase, pillar of the community, pillar of the community. So this would be like a phrase that people used to describe somebody who was really, kind of a leader, someone who set a really great example. And they're saying that you, in your family and in your marriage, your partnership, you and your soulmate do that. You already have an immense amount of positivity in you, a sense of being very, very loving and having an attachment to really, really good values in this world. And according to the angels, part of your purpose is to raise very special, spiritually minded children. Specifically for you, I'm feeling indigo, but a little bit more like also crystal children who are assigned to you to become your future children, your future family members. And the crystal children, they're very, very, very sensitive to spiritual energy, and a lot of them have a very strong new perspective or new kind of purpose to bring into this world to make the world a more loving and tolerant and open and truthful kind of place. So the world needs more leaders like that can do that for our children, for our families, and then create that into our communities. And actually, I'm feeling guided. What is your current partner's first name, if you don't mind sharing it?
Alex.
Alex. I feel really wonderful energy coming from Alex, and your angels simply want you to know that you're on the right path right now and that the two of you have a purpose together. There's something that it feels like the two of you are really, really teaching one another how to do. Particularly, I'm feeling family healing coming from this, both on both sides. So it's like any experiences you or Alex may have had growing up with regard to, parents or other experiences, examples that you received from loved ones. Your angels want you to know that you too are in the midst of doing a lot to help to better understand, relive, forgive, or even heal these kinds of things in the interest of doing that in a bigger way out in the world. So that's your first card, is just again the family card. And yes, you're meant to do something big with a partner. For you also, your angels want you to know that it feels like you and your partner will be in a life where there's a lot of sharing in spiritual values or spiritual understanding, because I'm seeing just sort of a sense that you're on the same level in an intellectual or philosophical sense, to the extent that it creates a lot of inspiration for the two of you, and that the two of you could even collaborate or combine your efforts in sharing that out in the world, or teaching that, giving that in some kind of a way. Have you ever felt really drawn towards anything with regard to the earth, or even the physical body, like health, environment, earth types of things? Because I'm getting a little
Yes.
something for that.
Yes,
Yes.
I've been vegan for 2.5 years, and I've actually wanted to start an animal saving group in my area.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yes, that is a big part of your purpose too. I turned over our second card from the Life Purpose deck, and it's the Flowers card. So, whenever you see the Flowers card from this deck, it's usually a sign that this person has a really strong purpose where they're drawn to do something that will change people's lives and their perspectives when it comes to how they treat the earth, the environment, including animals, and how they treat their bodies. So, oh my goodness, are you ever on the right path with that? And then I'm hearing your angels add one more time, your soulmate is meant to be part of that too. So awesome.
Yay.
Now, yes. Now, I pulled that last final little bonus card from the Archangel's deck, and the Archangel's deck says, Take back your power. It's the Take Back Your Power card. So, this is a card that says if there have been any little doubts or any little things that seem to have slowed you down, or little stumbling blocks, procrastination, anything like that, this is just your sign that says the time is now. And I'm hearing your angels add very specifically for you, you are qualified. You are ready. You already have what it takes. You have more knowledge, information, and know-how than you might readily realize. And your angels just want to remind you of that because, oh my gosh, you could make such a difference in this, especially again, the veganism, animal rights, environment, all of that kind of stuff. I just feel it resonating around you so strong. And your angels specifically want you to know that they're going to be leading you towards the right people to collaborate with and the right foundations or organizations, centers of, organized communal people to connect with for this as well. You will make a name for yourself. And two, one other little thing, you've got one of your angels piping in saying, share as much as you can on social media, and know that that can be a foundation for starting a platform for you having a voice out there for these kinds of things. So yeah, oh boy, you have a big purpose, and you're on the right track. That's for sure.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, my dear. Thank you so much for calling in today, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. I'm sending you so much love and light.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So nice. Yay. All right. Well, it looks like we have another caller on the line. All right, caller. Hello. Thank you so much for calling in today. If you could just introduce yourself with your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
It's Marie. I'm calling from the Bronx, New York.
Hi. Thank you so much for calling in today, Marie. What is your question that you would like to ask?
Oh, thank you for this great topic and for the meditation, which I found very powerful personally for me. It brought me to tears, so thank you very much.
Oh, good.
The question that I have, Sarah, is, I guess, staying on topic is, I guess, also regarding my life purpose. Just wanted to see if Archangel Michael or any of the spirit guides or angels have any messages today for me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I'm shuffling the cards, but your guides, my dear, are very, very talkative because just as I'm shuffling, they're already giving me a lot of things. They're pointing right to your heart chakra, and they're saying that you are incredibly compassionate. You have a big heart. They're saying you have a heart of gold, and your heart is very important in this world because you have the ability to bring more compassion into this world, specifically for younger people. And I'm seeing people that have, sometimes struggled with fears or different, kind of issues in life, have had a harder path. You help people to forgive, to overcome, and to find their inner power, to find their inner voice. Again, I feel a pull particularly towards young people, but that doesn't mean that you're limited just to being able to do that with young people alone. You could do that for everybody. So you've got an inner counselor, an inner nurturer, an inner healer in you big time. I'm going to turn over the cards and just see what the cards have to say. And this is really interesting, Marie. Oh my gosh. So your first card is a card that essentially tells us that your message or your influence, what you do with your life is meant to be spread out kind of far and wide, because you have the travel card as the first card. So first thing that I'm hearing is the angel saying that you have the ability to unite people of different walks of life. And I'm seeing you talking in front of different people. Also, it feels as if you might be aligned with an organization that does something to help youth who have had a difficult path. And then I'm seeing images of you speaking publicly, connecting with people, or doing healing work with people collectively. And again, traveling to do it. Your angels are also adding that you have a beautiful creative side. So your creative or artistic, beautiful side as well is something that you're also meant to share. Don't discount that. There is not one part of your purpose that's, more important than the other. You can do both. Your angels are saying if you feel called towards, helping and healing and maybe creativity at the same time. So far, does that kind of resonate with anything with the travel or anything like that?
It definitely resonates. It's something that I actually have been thinking about for some time, especially the speaking and everything you said as far as uniting people, helping people. Like that's something that's been really coming into my mind a lot, about really wanting to inspire others and help others. And because I've been trying to heal myself and in forgiveness, I want to also help others to let go, release, and let go of anger and fears, and also help others to forgive, because it is very healing.
Wow, you are amazing. You are a powerhouse. Thank you so much for being
Oh.
on your purpose, because the world needs you. And it's cool too, because as you're describing some of these things, the angels are showing me images of you, yes, in front of groups and crowds of people. And I'm seeing people
Mm.
dancing and singing as well. So it's like you're getting people to clap and dance and sing. And that's another way to help them
Mm.
generate their sense of like joy and hope, and to really find and live their forgiveness, find that ray of hope, and to like not just intellectually think about it, but to feel it, is by getting it in
Yeah.
their body and moving. And like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it feels so, so, so beautiful. So yeah, you're meant to do that.
Amazing.
You'll share it because you'll travel to do it. And your second card is the trust card. So there's two things that your angels are saying about that. First is trust that your visions that you've already been getting, because your angels are saying that they've been sending you very active, very clear visions about what you're supposed to do with your life. Those are true. Don't let your ego talk you down and think, oh, that's too big for me, or oh, I don't want to be too well known, or that's just my
Mm-hmm.
whatever talking up. Your angels are saying that you're getting exactly what you're meant to have. You're getting exactly the guidance about what you're supposed to
Yeah.
do. So trust it.
Mm-hmm.
The other aspect of the trust card is just a little bit more with regard to that idea of forgiveness that you're giving other people. Your angels are saying that you have the ability to go into hearts that really have been broken or have really experienced something tough, and help them learn how to forgive, put the pieces back together, and trust again, in the context of being able to have trust in the world, trust in their relationships, and to thereby have a
Mm-hmm.
renewed sense of trust in God, joy in their lives. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
really big, beautiful gift, and again, one that we really, really need. Um,
Yeah.
so thank you for that. And it's funny because I just turned over your third card, and I pulled a third card from the Archangels deck. And this is so interesting, but it's related. Your card is the Hello from Heaven card. And this is a
Mm.
card, this shows up when you've got a loved one on the other side who is guiding what you are doing. And for you, I'm feeling a female, I'm particularly feeling maybe what feels like a grandmother spirit who is there really,
Mm.
really strong. And she's saying the opportunities that you have, Marie, are beautiful in your time, your generation, your life. I want to guide you. She's giving us this feeling of you're an empowered woman. This loved one on the other side is also very nurturing. It's like she was a family woman, someone
Mm-hmm.
who everybody really, really loved. I'm feeling a number of grandchildren. It's like she remembers lots of, little ones,
Mm-hmm.
children that she loved, loved, loved. And people loved her. People, even that weren't related to her directly, felt close to her, wanted their kids to know her, and she was sweet to everybody. So that compassionate heart, you get it from her, and she's one of your guides for your life purpose. So
Oh, oh,
I'm glad that she's
that's
here.
sweet. I'm so happy that she's here. That's definitely my father's mom. My grandmother. I only met her once when I was like 6 years old, because she was very old and she was suffering from Alzheimer's, and I never got to see her again. But I've had many readings in the past, and she is always there, Sarah. She always shows up in some way. So this is
Wow.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, you are
Oh
so
my God.
welcome, my dear. And thank you. Thank you for bringing your beautiful energy. Thank you for bringing your grandmother too, because she's a powerhouse. She's like you. She's just strong and assertive because she loves
Yeah.
so much. So thanks for introducing her to all of us. I'm excited
Oh,
for
thank
that.
you.
Yes,
It's
and call
exciting
us
to
back
have.
in another time. Yeah, I want
I
to hear
will.
about how your purpose keeps going. That would be great.
I absolutely will. I will definitely. I've taken all my notes, so thank you so much, Sarah, for the opportunity. And I promise to keep you posted on the progress with my life purpose. Thank you so much.
Yay, thank you. Good night, my dear.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Bless her heart. Bless both of our beautiful callers' hearts. I'm so glad both of them called. And, note too that even if you didn't get in for the calls, today we have synchronicity going on with regard to the callers that we receive. So the messages that they get are oftentimes messages that you are supposed to get as well. So think back on those things and know that you are getting your answer as well with this. So anyways, it looks as if we have come to the last minute of our time together, you guys. It's felt like we've flown by today. Has this felt like 10 minutes or what? But anyways, thank you so much for listening. As always, know that I'll be live again every third Thursday of the month. It's at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Project Bring Me to Life. And as always, we're bringing you spiritual discussions and angel messages. All the shows are going to be recorded, and they are available for you to listen to as podcasts on iTunes, on Spreaker.com, that's Spreaker, on the app for Android, Stitcher, that's Stitcher, and also we are now on iHeartRadio, that's IHEART radio.com. So go ahead and look us up there. I'll also be posting the links for the podcast on my Facebook and my Twitter pages in case you missed it. So you can like my Facebook page at facebook.com/SarahHall1111, and you can follow me on Twitter with the handle SERRAPHIM444, or you can follow me on Instagram at SarahHall444. So as always, as well, if you'd like to contact me for a personal reading or spiritual guidance and healing session, you can visit my website at www.sarahhall.com or seraphim.com. They both go to the same thing. I know some of you know my previous website, which was Seraphim, SERRAPHIM.com. They'll both take you to the same place. So thank you so much once again for calling, and know, of course, that for more fantastic spiritual talk radio, for music, art, podcasts, events, and so much more, you can stay tuned to Project Bring Me to Life Network and visit projectbringmetolife.com. Bye, guys.